The Art of Inner Strength, a Stoic guide to living a peaceful life. In a world full of noise, pressure, and constant comparison, we often forget a simple truth. Your life depends more on your inner world than the outer one. What you think, what you choose, what you accept, what you let go. The ancient Stoics believed that peace is not found by changing the world, but by changing how we relate to it. This video explores the foundations of inner strength, emotional control, clarity, and acceptance, the timeless principles that shaped great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. Take a deep breath. Slow down. This moment is for you. Chapter 1. The only thing you truly control. The Stoics taught that almost everything in life is outside our control. You don't control other people. You don't control outcomes. You don't control the past or the future. You barely control your own body. But there is one thing, one sacred thing, that belongs entirely to you: your judgment, your response, your inner world. Epictetus said, "We suffer not from events, but from our judgment about them." This single idea can change your life. Two people can face the same difficulty. One breaks, one grows. The event is the same, but the mind is different. If you learn to master your reaction, you master your life. Freedom starts within. Chapter 2. The enemy within, overthinking. Most pain in life is created not by events, but by the stories we tell ourselves. We replay conversations. We imagine problems that haven't happened. We exaggerate what might go wrong. We punish ourselves with fear and guilt. Overthinking is a silent enemy, a thief of peace, a destroyer of sleep. The Stoics teach a simple method: return to what is in front of you. What can you do now? What action is available? What is real, not imagined? Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." When the mind begins to spiral, ask yourself, is this happening right now? Does this thought help me? Is it in my control? If not, release it. Let it pass like a cloud drifting across the sky. Chapter 3. Memento mori. Remember you will die. To many, this sounds dark. To the Stoic, it is liberation. When you remember that life is short, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter: petty arguments, endless scrolling, fear of judgment, resentment, ego. Life becomes clear when you realize it ends. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "Not for the world, but for himself. You will soon be dead." Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Not to be afraid, but to be awake. To cherish the moment. To love deeply. To act with courage. To speak truth. To let go of nonsense. Memento mori is not about death. It is about choosing how to live. Chapter 4. Letting go of the past. We often hold on to memories like weights tied to our ankles. Regret, shame, mistakes, lost opportunities, what we should have done. But the past is not who you are. It is only who you were. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And there is no self-mastery if you let the past govern your present. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Letting go is not forgetting. It is choosing not to suffer twice. Chapter 5. The Power of Silence. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers. We fill our lives with noise, conversations, music, videos, notifications, opinions, gossip. But clarity arises in quiet moments. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind needs regular retreat into itself, a place where you step away from the world and reconnect with your center. In silence, you can observe your thoughts. You can hear your intuition. You can understand your emotions before reacting. Silence is a form of strength, a way to return to yourself. Spend a little time each day in quiet. No phone, no distractions, just breath and awareness. This simple practice will transform your life. Chapter 6. Accepting people as they are. One of life's greatest frustrations is expecting people to behave the way we want. But they don't. They act according to their nature, not our wishes. Marcus Aurelius said, "Whenever you are offended, remember that it is your own judgment that has been hurt." Stoicism teaches us to look at human behavior realistically. People will disappoint you. People will lie. People will be selfish. People will forget. People will act out of fear and ignorance. Why be surprised? Why be angry? Your peace should never depend on someone else's maturity. Accept people as they are. Control only your response. Protect your boundaries. Choose wisely who you allow into your life. Acceptance is not weakness, it is clarity. Chapter 7. Becoming unshakable. Life will test you. Delays, failures, loss, illness, unexpected changes, unfair treatment. You cannot avoid these things, but you can learn to face them without collapsing. Stoicism trains the mind to remain steady. Expect obstacles. Prepare for difficulty. Strengthen your mind daily. Focus on what you can control. Stay calm under pressure. Imagine a storm hitting a mountain. The wind howls. The rain falls. The thunder shakes the sky. But the mountain does not move. Be the mountain. Chapter 8. Gratitude, the antidote to misery. The mind naturally wants more. More success. More comfort. More recognition. More pleasure. But this endless wanting is the root of misery. Stoics taught that gratitude is the medicine. Seneca said, "No man is happy who desires what he does not have." Take a moment each day to recognize what you already have: the breath in your lungs, the people you love, your health, your opportunities, your tiny joys. When you appreciate what is present, what is missing loses its power. Gratitude does not ignore problems. It reminds you that life is bigger than them. Chapter 9. The art of being present. Your mind loves to escape the present moment. It runs back to the past. It rushes forward to the future. It fills the present with distractions. But life is only lived here, in this breath, this moment, this step. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present. Try this. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you listen, truly listen. When you work, focus on the work." The present moment is simple, pure, peaceful. Return to it whenever you can. Chapter 10. Emotional control, your greatest strength. You cannot control what happens, but you can control how you interpret it. You can choose patience over frustration, understanding over anger, calm over panic, acceptance over resistance. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It is about understanding them and choosing your response instead of reacting blindly. Ask yourself, what emotion is this? Where is it coming from? Is it helping me? Do I want to keep it? Emotional control is not about being cold, it is about being free. Chapter 11. Building a life of purpose. A meaningful life is not found, it is built. The Stoics believed your purpose appears when you align your actions with your values. Do what is right, even when it's difficult. Speak truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Help others, even when there is no reward. Work on your character, not your image. Purpose is not something you chase. It is something you practice. Every day, ask yourself, what is the right thing to do today? What kind of person do I want to be? Then act accordingly. That is purpose. Chapter 12. A peaceful life. In the end, Stoicism teaches one central idea. Peace is an inside job. It does not come from wealth, success, relationships, or circumstances. It comes from clarity, from acceptance, from self-control, from living according to values, from understanding what matters and what does not. If you take only one lesson from this video, let it be this: you have far more power over your inner world than you think. And once you master the inner world, the outer world loses its power over you. Take this wisdom with you. Live with intention. Live with courage. Live with calm. And remember, you already carry everything you need inside you.